He got himself a get out of jail free card. Sam Bankman-Fried. If you guys remember him, he's the guy that took a whole bunch of money from people because he enlisted celebrities, a bunch of YouTubers, big YouTubers was part of this. And matter of fact, I believe that he's being sued. There's a civil suit against this guy, and it names all the people, big YouTubers and celebrities, about getting their money back. But this particular charge is a campaign finance charge that was dropped from the case. Okay, so the FTX founder, Sam Bankman-Fried, will no longer face a campaign finance charge at an October criminal trial. Federal prosecutors say, citing a decision by Bahamian authorities to reject count in the indictment that was not listed on the warrant against him when he was extradited to the United States. Prosecutors told the U.S. District Judge Lewis Kaplan in a letter that the government in the Bahamas notified it on Wednesday that the authorities there did not consider the charge to be included in Bankman-Fried's extradition. Thus, prosecutors were they will not pursue it in trial and keep with the U.S. treaty obligations to the Bahamas. Bankman-Fried, he's only 31, you guys. He's 31 and making all this ruckus. 31, has been confined to his parents' Palo Alto, California home as a part of a $250 million bail package. Your bail package is $250 million. Just imagine that, you guys. The money, the access of things that you must have to get a $250 million bail. Prosecutor says his extensive contact with the news media demonstrates an effort to affect the jury pool. His lawyers deny it. The judge has imposed a gag rule while he decides the issues. It says the man, once viewed as the crypto guru, has pleaded not guilty to the charges that cheated investors and looted FTX customers' deposits to fund lavish lifestyles for some of those who aided his dramatic rise in the cryptocurrency world. FTX, they were shown on basketball games. I believe I seen them on like some gaming stuff, like gambling stuff. Their name was everywhere and they made a lot of money, or he made a lot of money. FTX entered in bankruptcy in November when the global exchange ran out of money after the equivalent of a bank run. That's basically they saying people was withdrawing their money and they couldn't keep up. That's what happened with the fall of Silicon Valley, and I think it was a Swiss bank that got bailed out. I got to go back to my notes, but it was 3 banks that went under, and these were fairly large banks because people got scared and drew out their money. In early May, Bankman-Fried lawyers sought dismissal of the charge of conspiracy to defraud the United States to violate campaign finance laws, the 8th count in the original indictment against him, saying it was not included in the warrant of surrender that describes the other 7 charges he will face. So this sounds to me like it's a technicality. Is it a technicality on purpose? I'm not for sure. They said permitting the charge to proceed against him will set a concerning precedent that would enable prosecutors to engage in a bait and switch in which they obtain the extradition of defendant by including charges they know that extraditing state would approve, only to add charges at the late date that were likely to be disapproved. I'm not for sure why they think that, but anyway. The charge, which carries the potential up to 5 years in imprisonment after conviction, pertaining to the government, claimed that the Bankman-Fried enabled over 100 million siphoned from Alameda Research to fund over 300 political contributions that were unlawful because they were made in the name of straw donors or came from corporate funds. In an indictment, prosecutors said Bankman-Fried made the contribution to improve his personal standing in Washington, D.C. He got himself a get out of jail free card. That's basically what he did. To increase FTX profile and to curry favor with candidates who might help pass legislation favorable to FTX, including legislation concerning regulatory oversight over FTX in this industry. The indictment said Bankman became one of the largest publicly reported political donors in 2022 midterm elections as he caused substantial contributions made to support the candidates to Democrats and Republicans across the political spectrum. They said he donated to both. However, did not want to be known as a left-leaning partisan or to have his name publicly attached to Republicans, candidates, prosecutors. Whoa. He said, I'm going to donate some money to you, but it's going to be transactional only. I'm donating some money for your campaign, but I'm going to need a favor in a minute. So he was like shelling out money everywhere. It is saying that the evidence is not excluded just because the charges have been dismissed. He said the evidence of the systematic campaign donations are all part of the parcel of describing the nature of a fraudulent scheme and therefore should be admissible. This is the criminal defense attorney and a formal federal prosecutor, Michael Zwebeck. So there you have it, folks. He said the campaign finance evidence will likely be used to show the jury how Bankman planned to continue to grip on the industry. He also added that they'll want to show jurors that his plan include soliciting favor and influence with politicians. He donated over $100 million to politicians. Over $100 million. And he probably won't do no jail time. I doubt if he go to jail. I don't know what the other 8 charges are, but he probably won't go to jail. You know, he's going to find some money somewhere so he can, well, basically, hey, I donated to you. You need to do me a solid. That's why they mysteriously dropped this campaign finance charge. They said they forgot to put it on the arrest warrant or the extradition paperwork, so they can't charge him. Okay. Well, so to me, that doesn't make any sense. But if you got an ongoing investigation with somebody, it doesn't matter. You just charge him. Isn't he a citizen of the United States? Who cares what they extradited him for? If he's at home, okay, charge him. This is a later charge. It doesn't matter. So it's interesting to see how that this will play out. I'll keep you guys updated if I hear some more information about this.